It's time for the perfect gift stitch along. In today's tutorial we are going to explore the flower that appears in some of the projects for the perfect gift stitch along. That's coming up right after this. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to explore this multi-layer flower, and this appears on the headband as well as there's two on the scarves for the perfect gift stitch along. And you can see how it's attached at the back just like you see here. So you can see that it is fastening. You can do a different job if you wish in order to attach it. That's completely up to you, but the designer wanted to make sure that all of it is sitting down nice and flat, so when you're wearing it it's not going to droop at any particular point. So within today's tutorial you're going to need a 5mm size H crochet hook today, and this is a solid color within the pattern, so you can use Caron Simply Soft, and if you like variegated of course you can use a Caron Simply Soft ombres that are also used further on in later editions of this. What you're seeing for this colorway here is Caron Simply Soft ombre. So let's quickly review the pattern. The pattern consists of gloves, headband, and scarf. So within today's project we're going to be doing the flower just like you see here. Now the flowers look like they're different sizes, but in actual fact they're the same ones. So when we go to look at the flower you can go and follow the instructions, and there's only 6 rounds, and it's in the middle of the pattern right here, flowers, and it says to make 3. So 1 is appearing on the headband and 2 are on the scarves. But what I really love, and if you're interested in learning how to read crochet graphs, page number 3 is my most favorite page because it does have the graph for this, so you can see how everything is kind of working up like so, and it becomes really easy if you can follow the diagram. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of diagram work today because it really does show you how to do it, and you can just simply follow along as well. So let's begin. Let's create a slip knot and insert your hook into the knot. Remember that never ever counts as one. So let's begin the flowers, and you can follow along in the instructions or the diagram, it's up to you. And it says to chain 4 and then join with the slip stitch to the first chain to form a ring. Remember, as I just said, this does not count as one. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Insert your hook into the beginning chain, yarn over, pull through everything, and you have your center ring if you pull it open like so. Let's begin round number 1. So just take this string and just wrap it around the ring as if it's part of the ring so that you can bury it underneath. To begin, all it says is that we're going to do 12 single crochets into the center ring. Notice how it did not say to chain 1. So we're just gonna immediately go into the center of the ring, pull through, and then just single crochet for 1, and continue to do that for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now if you're running out of space like I am, because you are doing the center of the ring, just shift it, just pull that around and it will explore more. So that was 9, and now we have 10, 11, and 12. And when I look back over in the notes it says to join with the first slip stitch to the first single crochet. So just go into the first single crochet, insert in, yarn over, pull through and through, and that'll finalize that one off there. So the center ring section right here has now been buried completely. So you can use your scissors and get rid of that right now because it'll just be in your way, and you can safely trim it and you'll never see this starting. So let's carry on to round number 2. Moving up to round number 2, you should know that there's 6 petals on this particular flower. So you always have to keep in mind of where you are in the pattern and make sure that your counts are proper. So we're going to be starting off and we're going to be doing the first layer of the 3 that is in this flower next. So let's begin. We're just gonna simply chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and coming into the same space right underneath I need you to double crochet 2 more times. So this is one of the petals. So in the rules of crochet, that chaining of 3 counts as a double crochet. So what you should be actually seeing is 3 double crochets. Okay, so the chaining 3 counts as a double crochet. So you have 1, 2, and 3. Once you have that done, I need you to chain 1, and then into the next stitch down back on the round, it's just single crochet, and then chain 1, and in the very next stitch I need you to put 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Once you have your 3 done, chain 1, the next stitch available to you, single crochet, so it brings it back down, and then let's do another petal. So we chain up 1 first, go to the next stitch, and 3 double crochets. Do that same idea all the way around, just exactly how I just showed you, and I'll meet you back there in just a moment. So I'm coming up all the way around and I have 5 petals. I have to do one more, chain 1, and then 3 double crochets into the next. It's important that you keep balance on this particular project. Finish it with a chain 1. The last stitch is a single crochet followed by a chain 1, and then just join it to the top of the beginning chain 3. Okay, and that brings everything back in balance for you right there. Okay, so then you have 6 petals to work with. Let's move along to round number 3. So I'm coming back to the pattern here, and you can see that there's arrows that come down and this kind of weird squiggy thing. If you're ever unsure in a pattern what things are, usually a diagram key will tell you what it is. So it says work in the back loop only. So I see that it's got the squiggly thing and it's pointing down. So that's showing me that when I go to do this slip stitching, that it's going into this single crochet in the back loop only. Okay, so sometimes you just have to make it up. There's not a lot of space for a designer to put all of that straight down without you getting confused, so it's easier for them to do it this way, so it makes a lot more sense. So let's begin round number 3. So it just says to immediately chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and extend over top of this petal that you're working with and come down to the back loop only of the single crochet. Now if you're new to crochet and you don't know what a back loop is, every stitch is made up of 2 strings. The first string, the one that's closest to you, is called the front loop, and the second string is the back loop that's furthest away from you. So if you go in both, it's considered a stitch. So it's telling you to slip stitch into the back loop only, so just yarn over through and through and begin to chain 3 again. So 1, 2, 3, go right up over top of this petal and down to the next single crochet, back loop only, yarn over through and through. And what this is doing is it's establishing the chain work so that you can begin to do the layers for the next layer that's coming up. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, up over the next petal right to the single crochet, back loop only, pull through and through. Continue that same idea going all the way around so that you can make these chains. So I'm coming up all the way around. I have my last petal to do. I'm chaining 3 over top of it. So 1, 2, and 3, and we slip stitch to the back only, like so, and now we're ready to move on to round number 4. So you can see the chain work is in behind all of the rest of it. So let's move on to round number 4. Let's begin round number 4. We immediately start by chaining 1, and it says to do 1 single crochet, 5 single crochets, and 1 single crochet in the next chain 3 space. So these chain 3 spaces are all the way around, and we're gonna do the same thing in each. So remember what it says. So a single crochet for 1, 5 double crochets, so let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then finish it off with a single crochet like so. Okay, does that make sense? Then it says to chain 1 and then jump to the next one. So the next chain 3 space, do the same thing. So it's single crochet and then 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and finish that section off with a single crochet, chain 1, and then continue to do that all the way around. You should have a total of 6 of these petals going all the way around. I'll see you back here in just a moment. I'm coming up all the way back around. I've just finished off this section. I just have to do a chain 1, and then it says to do a slip stitch in the back loop only of the single crochet that's down there. Okay, So now you're right in the center again, and now we're ready to move on to the next round, which is round number 5. We only have 2 more rounds to go. Let's move up to round number 5. We simply just start right away and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We immediately go right over top of the petal and over top to here to where we did the chain 1, and in the back loop only we're going to slip stitch. So just insert into the chain 1 and slip. Okay, so let's do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, coming right up over top of the petal to the chain 1 and go into the back loop only and slip stitch. Do that same thing going all the way around. When you get all the way around, you just have to slip stitch to the back loop of the chain 1 that you did already before, where you started actually. So just right in, through and through. And let's begin round number 6. Let's begin round number 6, and we're gonna chain 1 first, and then we're gonna go to the chain 5 here, these loops, and we're gonna play within these loops this time to make it even more layered. So we're gonna start off and we're gonna single crochet into the big loop and then 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Don't forget you still have to single crochet in that same loop to finish it, chain 1 and then begin the same thing. So 1 single crochet, 7 double crochets, 1 single crochet, chain 1. Continue that all the way around and this flower would then be done at this time. Coming up all the way back around on the 6th round, this is the final round. I just have to single crochet into the final loop that I did. Okay, and then I have to chain 1 and then I have to slip stitch it to the back loop only of the first single crochet like this. And now I'm completely done at this point. I just have to weave in my end, so just cut your yarn, grab a yarn, you need to weave it all in, and then you can save the same colored yarn in order to weave this on, or sorry, sew this onto your particular project that you're doing for the perfect gift stitch along, and it's really kind of fun at this point. So this is how you do a layer. It's really subtle, but when you go to sew this you kind of want to tuck things in to get even a more layer, just like you see it on the original, just like this. So it's up to you on the way that you sew it. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as the crochetcrowd.com. Stay tuned, we have more perfect gift stitch alongs coming up real soon.